What's up everyone, this is Dwarf in 87. Welcome back to Today in WoW. Today is October 1st and we do have some news to go over, including some PTR information that came from over the weekend. But before we get that started, let's start talking about our daily activities. The emissary quests that are going to be available today is going to be the Tyrande expedition for the Horde and Stormworks for the Alliance. Those have to be completed within the next 24 hours. Sandalari Empire for the Horde and Proudmore Admiralty for the Alliance, and that has to be completed in the next 48 hours. And last but not least is going to be the Buldunai for the Horde and Order of Embers for the Alliance, and that needs to be completed within the next 48 hours. The 3 Champion of Azeroth quests that are going to be available in Sandalar are going to be 1 Empowerment, 1 Madness, and 1 Mining. Buldum is going to have Azeroth Empowerment, which is going to be located on the east side of the map. Zuldazar is going to have the last 2, and it's going to be Azeroth Madness, which is going to be on the north, and Azeroth Mining, which is going to be on the southwest. Kultiras has our last 3, which is going to be Azeroth Empowerment, Azeroth Madness, and Azeroth Mining. Azeroth Mining is going to be located on the east side of the map, here in Drustbar. Tyrande Sound is going to have Azeroth Madness right off of the beach. And Stormstone Valley is going to have Azeroth Empowerment, which is going to be right off of the beach, somewhere on the east side of the map. For your daily Warfront update, it looks like the Horde contribution is currently at 92%. We should have access to Battle of Stormguard probably by tomorrow or later today. The Alliance should still have access to the portal. The portal should allow him to complete the world boss this cycle. And I believe after this, you still have access to the portal even after we start the Battle of Stormguard. So you still have some time to complete the world boss and complete the rares that are in there. Alright, so let's start talking about the news from PTR. I'm going to keep the same format that I had last time, which is going to be as follows. I'm going to go over first class changes, which there's not a lot. Then I'm going to do any of the new models that were added, including the Heritage Armor. And then from there, we're going to start diving into the storyline. So first, let's go over class changes. There was not a lot of stuff that happened with the class changes or profession changes that were submitted on PTR or were data mined on PTR. I think the biggest update for professions was alchemy. A lot of the recipes in alchemy, the materials that you needed to complete these recipes has been reduced. You can check out the list that was found by Wowhead by following the link in the description. Please keep in mind that these are PTR changes that are not set in stone, so just take those with a grain of salt. In addition to that, there were a few class changes that were specific to classes and not Azeroth powers. Some of those changes applied to the Balance Druid, Starfall, and Star Search. The spells got changed. Arcane Mages got some spell changes as well. Paladins got an overall Divine Steed change to their spell. And Destruction Warlords got a few spell changes as well. Besides that, most of the changes that were found on PTR were basically Azeroth based changes. Azeroth power changes for tier 3 was the biggest topic for these changes that were found. So there was not a lot that I could see, but you're welcome to go through them by checking the link in the description. There were some spell changes on Paladin with some animation changes as well. You can see those on the screen. Benching Red looks pretty cool. The new animation looks amazing. Beacon of Light is okay, and Light of Dawn looks pretty cool as well. So if you're a Paladin, the pictures that I have on the screen do not make justice to the animation that you can see on Wowhead. They actually posted videos of the animations, so you're welcome to check those out. In addition to that, there were some changes to the Drainy Shaman Totems. You can check those out also on the screen now. The one on the left is the previous animation, the one on the right is the new animation. So if you want to check out the video for that, you can also check the link in the description. Alright, so now we're going to start getting into a little bit more of a spoiler territory. We're going to talk a little bit about the Dwarf Heritage Armor. Now I'm going to talk about the questline last, and I'm going to just provide you the pictures of the models that were data mined from Wowhead. These two are the versions of the Dwarf Armor that was found on PTR. Doesn't look exactly like what we were shown during the developer's live stream, but it looks very similar. As you can see, the one from the live stream has a little bit more detail. I kind of like that one most, but this is the one that was currently found. And again, keep in mind, this is PTR. It might not be the final build, but this is what's currently loaded in there. Now to talk about the storyline, so if you want to hear about the storyline, this is probably the point where you drop off. The rest of the stuff that was found in PTR has to do with the Siege of Zuldazar, a couple of quest lines regarding Tyrande. So if you don't want to hear about the spoilers, this is probably where you drop off. Now to continue with the coverage, the first thing we're going to talk about, since we're on the Dwarf Heritage topic, is going to be the Dwarf Heritage storyline. In order for you to complete this quest line, you have to be a level 120 Dwarf who's exalted with Ironforge. So if you have a Dwarf that you want to complete it with, and you're not exalted, this is probably you want to work on before 8.1 comes through. The storyline focuses mostly on the 3 brothers, the Bronzebeard brothers, and it takes you through some of the old story of their lineage, and basically that's how you find the armor. You will visit some of the old places, which is going to be the Dwarf starting zone. You will go to Loch Modan, you will go back to Uldir, and you will visit all Ironforge all through this quest line. So if you like Dwarf lore, this is probably going to be a good quest for you to complete when 8.1 drops. Now, next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the new Warfront that is going to be coming up. One of the biggest critique for the current Warfront, which is going to be Arathi Highlands, was that there was no lore behind it. This seems to be changing with the new Warfront that is coming up in 8.1. Battle for Darkshore is going to have a storyline which is going to take Tyrande going to Stormwind and trying to convince Anduin to help them basically fight for Darkshore. Anduin basically takes Tyrande that the Alliance forces are spread pretty thin, so he basically says that he's not able to help them. On the other side, Nathanos Blightcaller and the Horde are racing some of the dead Night Elves and turning them into Dark Ranger. This of course pisses off Tyrande, who as a last resort goes to the Night Warrior ritual to fight the Horde and defend her homeland. So that's going to be the story behind it. It looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. Thanos was sent to this Warfront to take over Darkshore, and it looks like Tyrande and the Night Elves are going to be the primary forces from the Alliance who are going to be defending this zone. Talking about Dark Rangers, there were some models that were uncovered for Dark Ranger armor. So as you can see on the screen, this is the armor that was out there. Some people were saying that it is just a recolored version of the Sudfur Garb, which was a Warlords of Draenor armor piece. I believe we also got 2 of the Warfront weapons that were added on this PTR and recently got data mined. We got the Shire Staff and the Forsaken Polearm, and also some weapons that were data mined from the Zuldasar encounter. So now that we're heading into the Siege of Zuldasar, there's expected to be quite a few deaths from the Alliance and the Horde side. One of the ones, there were a couple that were definitely confirmed. High Tinker Mekkatorque seems to be frozen after we complete the raid. It looks like he gets into a fight with Gallywix, and during that fight, whatever Gallywix did to him got him frozen. There's a lot of broadcast text that was data mined through Wowhead, so I'm going to go ahead and link the description. But it looks like Mekkatorque is going to be one of the casualties for the Alliance on this upcoming conflict. It looks like during the Siege of Zuldasar, we also are going to be losing on the Horde side King Rastakhan. King Rastakhan dies during one of the encounters. I believe he's actually going to be one of the bosses for the Alliance to beat. So we're going to be seeing that played out as patch 8.1 drops. In addition to the 2 that are being taken out, Jaina does get wounded in the aftermath. Jaina is thought to be believed to be one of the bosses that we encounter as the Horde in Siege of Zuldasar. So it looks like we do put enough damage into Jaina to be able to take her out of action, however she doesn't die. So expect to see that come through as well. And I think that we also got an update for was for the Proudmore family. There's been some broadcast tests that was found for some conversations between Catherine and Jaina. It looks like their relationship is on the mend, so they do have a conversation about Terramore and what happened when the Horde attacked. And it looks like there's just a lot of reconciliation going on between that mother and daughter relationship. There was some broadcast tests found where Derek Proudmore is hurt during the Siege of Zuldasar, and it looks like he's being brought back to life by Sylvanas. This of course doesn't go well with some of the members of the Horde, including Bane, so we'll see how that plays out. The broadcast test that was found for Saurfang's specific storyline is that he escaped Stokeades, and it looks like he's being held by one of my favorite trolls right now, which is Sekhan. Through the storyline, it looks like we are sent to hunt down Saurfang, but while we are attempting to hunt him down, we are actually recruited by Sekhan to protect him and make his escape. So it looks like Sappy Boy is going to be helping out old Saurfang, which is probably something that is not going to make Sylvanas happy. So we did get quite a few storyline updates. People are getting access to the PTR now, so we're probably going to see a lot more come through. Wowhead does a great job covering all of this, so I will make sure to post all of the links of the stuff that we discussed today from wowhead.com. If you want to read a little bit deeper into all of the other storylines, you're welcome to do so there. I will continue to cover their coverage, try to summarize it for those that don't have enough time to go in and read 10-12 pages of PTR information. So this is going to be it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. This is Dwarf87 signing off. See you in our next video.